Get up, get down. Get up, get down.
Hi everyone, I am so excited to welcome Skylar Sokolowski, or Enlightened Appetite on Instagram, here on the first episode of Unleashing Your Inner Voice. We dive deep into how she became a vegan, how she worked for Stay in Hawaii through a company called WWOOF, how she lives sustainably, manifesting, and her new company Blissful Beings and adaptogens. I hope you enjoy this episode. Please welcome Skylar. Hi, Skylar. Thank you so much for being my first guest.
Of course.
So I just really want to dive into like your story with veganism and basically just talking about why it means so much to you and where you started with it. So let's hear
Sure,
it.
I would love to tell you about my story. So, obviously, I wasn't born vegan. I wasn't raised vegan or even vegetarian.
Really?
But yeah, I was a huge like meat eater. Loved it. My family called me like the carnivore.
No
They-
way,
yeah.
really?
I know,
Oh,
so
that's
it's
so
crazy.
funny.
Yeah. So I was not always about it. But my grandfather, he has been vegetarian for, oh gosh, I don't know how long, but it's been a while. It might be like close to 20 years or something like
Oh,
that. Yeah, he's
wow.
been a vegetarian for a while. And my grandmother is not completely vegan or vegetarian, but eats that way a lot. And also my whole family has always been very like health conscious. So I grew up with that mindset, like, thinking about that. But I like always ate meat. And then I'm trying to think when the switch happened, but it was about like 3.5 years ago.
So that's not that long at all.
Yeah,
Wow,
not
okay.
that long ago. I can't even tell you what told me like to just try it, but I was like going through, you go through all these phases through like college and high
Yeah,
school.
definitely.
And I definitely just wanted to like try something different. I wanted to be different. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try not eating meat. And for the first couple of months, I like would forget about it and I would just order meat by accident and be like, oh yeah, wait, I was trying to do that. So I was not passionate about it at first. But then I came across this girl on YouTube. Her name's Claire Michelle, or Plantful Soul. I don't know if you've ever heard of her.
I have heard of that. Yeah.
She's pretty popular, and I've always been into YouTube. So I came across her vegan videos, like with like all her what I eat in a days and recipes, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I think I could really get into this. And I started learning about the environmental impacts that the animal agriculture industry has, and that's when I really got passionate about it, and that's when I really got into it. So learning about the environmental side of it is what really fueled my passion, because that's always been kind of like my thing. I love nature, and I was like, I really love enjoying nature, going on hikes, being outside, but I'm supporting this industry that's destroying that. So it was about 3.5 years ago when I learned that, and ever since then, I've been very passionate about it.
No turning back.
Yeah.
So you just started out like not eating meat? Like was it like no eggs, no dairy?
Oh, good question. Yeah. So I started out obviously vegetarian, and I was vegetarian, or actually I should say it was pescatarian. So if you don't know what pescatarian is, it's when it's pretty much just not eating meat, but you still eat fish.
Yeah.
Because I loved sushi. I couldn't give up sushi for some reason. So I was pescatarian for probably about 6 months, and then vegetarian for about a year. So I eased into it.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I used to be a vegetarian too for maybe like a year, and I did I've actually done it several times. Like I did it like in 8th grade once, because me and my two friends, we wanted to just like stop eating meat.
Vegetarian?
And, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would do the same thing where like I'd order it and be like, oh my God, I totally forgot. Like,
yeah,
but I was like so young, I wasn't taking it seriously. And then like my senior year of high school, I went completely vegetarian.
Oh, cool.
And so that was like what I was really strict about. And then I went to like raw veganism for like, I did like a 30-day challenge.
Okay.
Which was like, I went so cold turkey with it too. Like I just like immediately stopped.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. It was really interesting, but it wasn't like sustainable for me at all.
Yeah.
So I think the veganism is
right. You're talking about the raw vegan
yeah,
not being sustainable. I think it's definitely important to like listen to your body 100%.
Yeah,
so people that are raw vegan, that's awesome. But me personally, like I just get so hungry. Like I like eating raw meals. Like I pretty much all my breakfasts are always raw. But like I've tried doing a full day of it, and I just can't. Like it's just too hard.
Too much. Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Is like listening to your body 100%.
Totally.
Like everyone's gonna be different, and also like I don't know. Are you familiar with Ayurveda at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I been
like
getting
the
into that a little
doshas and
bit.
stuff, like
Mhm.
I feel like, not everyone should be eating like certain meals that maybe someone of a different dosha
There's
should
so
be
much
eating,
to
you know
it.
what I mean? So
Totally.
what have you learned about it, and where are you learning?
Not much
No?
at all, but
That's okay.
my business partner, I love saying
Yes.
that. My business
I know,
partner,
Maddie, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
she is really into Ayurveda, and so she's been creating some content for the site, going along with that. And so I've been reading a little bit, and my aunt, who I'm pretty close with, she's really into it, and she always, when I'm with her, she'll talk about me being like a Vata and stuff.
Yeah.
So I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm such a Vata too. That's great.
Really?
Yeah. That's awesome.
How cute. Yeah. But yeah, so I want to learn more though. I don't know much. But there's so much to it.
There's so much to it, and I think that like it makes so much sense once you learn about it though, and I feel like it's one of those ideas that not a lot of people are super open to learning about. But yeah, I'm definitely like starting to dive into it. I've bought like 2 books. This author Sahara Rose I'm super into.
Yes.
Like yeah, I went to her book signing and like
Oh my gosh. Okay.
talk about it in New York, and it was amazing. And
Yeah.
so that's so great that Maddie's doing it though. I can't wait to like read it. And
Yes.
but talking about that, like go into Blissful Beings, I want to hear about that and like how that happened.
So actually this is something that I kind of thought about a little bit. Maybe I was thinking I want to create something like an online platform for people to learn more about like what I'm passionate about. So I kind of had that in mind. So I think I might have drawn her to me, because then she texted me and was
Law of
like,
attraction.
Law of attraction for sure played a part in this. And she messaged me and she said, she basically just explained what I just said. She was like, I want to do this, and I don't know why, but I just thought I should reach out to you because you seem like you would be interested.
Oh, so you were not even friends like before this?
Well,
this
no, we were friends. We were definitely friends, but we were more of like more of acquaintances. Like we would see each other. We were both into sustainability at our school at Westchester.
Yeah, Westchester.
Yeah. And so we would see each other at events. So we were like friends. We followed each other on Instagram and stuff. So for her to reach out like that was really cool, because we weren't even like super close. And obviously we've gotten closer since then. And yeah, so she was like, I want to create this, but I was leaving for Hawaii. So it didn't, like, the time was just weird. So we kind of just worked on it ourselves a little bit, and then got together when I got back and just launched it.
Right, manifested it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So explain it to me. I don't know much about it.
Oh,
like,
yes.
What is it? What is it offering? And like, how do you do it? How do you get involved?
So it's an online platform. It's we want to like make it more of an online community, but right now it's just a website. So basically you go on to the member login, you create your own profile, and it's $11 a month, and then you have access to that portal, which we are going to upload monthly content on. So right now for November, she has like a little guide to, like a little intro to Ayurveda and the doshas. Mm-hmm. And I have some recipe ebooks. I made a whole guide to sustainable living, so kind of basically awesome. How I live like day to day. And so it's just ebooks and like guides. We have journal prompts. Maddie does guided meditations and yoga flow videos, because she's certified. She went through the program at Westchester. Yeah. So that's kind of the content that we have on there. And then right now I'm working on, I want to do more like challenges, kind of like 30-day. Yeah. So that's something I want to move towards too. Yeah. But so basically it's just monthly uploaded content. And then once you are a part of it, you get access to that. And then we have a Facebook group. And
that's so
like
great.
Yeah.
I love it, because it's like obviously social media is so like easy to do stuff like that. Yeah. So it's great that you have that like platform.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm really excited. So we're still in the beginning stages. Like we're not really marketing it too much, because I just want to like kind of figure things out first. But
definitely understand.
We're up. So blissfulbeings.com. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put it in the notes so people can find it.
Yeah.
Did you do the graphics for it? I was wondering like who did the graphics for you?
That was pretty much Maddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really like impressed. So we used like Canva. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Yeah. Canva's awesome. And when I was away, she was working on some stuff, and she showed it to me when I got back, like the colors that she picked and everything. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. So she gave me her like information on Canva, and now we both go on there.
Oh my God, that's so great, because I studied graphic design in college, and I was like, this looks really good. Like, I wonder if they hired a designer or something. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised Canva. That's so great. I used Canva. I did like a lot of social media in college, and that's like what I used. Yeah.
Perfect for that.
With local, That's kind of how we met, through local.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
you were
the
Vibe Exchange. That's so
You're
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I forgot that's how we met.
Yeah,
it was through that.
That's so funny. Love Caitlin.
Yeah.
She's great. So then I wanted to I wanted to go backwards a little bit with, like,
Mm-hmm.
your family. So, like, you said you, like, always were, like, kind of into health and everything.
Right.
Like, were your parents, did they, like, study health? Like, how is
So,
that kind of, in your life?
Right. So my great-grandfather was a chiropractor. And
Awesome.
he was kind of like, from what I hear from my mom, he was kind of like the first chiropractor, like, in our area, which is like Pottstown. So we had like roots there with that. And so his son, my grandfather, is a chiropractor. Both my uncles are chiropractors.
Are they, like, holistic chiropractors at all? Do they use the, like, activator, or they do just, like, the, more?
They're definitely more, like, holistic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really familiar with, see, it's funny, I only have gone to, like, them,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've never
so
been.
You don't really know.
Yeah, so I don't really know because I've never been to other chiropractors. But I worked for him for 3 years, my Uncle Jason. But anyway, I digress. So, but yeah, so growing up in that kind of family, we had, like, that mindset that went along with, like, the chiropractic care, like, not taking, too much medicine, only when it's needed, that kind of mindset, the holistic. Great. So that's how I kind of grew up with that. When I was younger, I was never allowed to have, like, soda, like, junk food. We were very, like I said, health conscious. So, like, I remember specifically this one time seeing someone drink Coke, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're drinking, like, poison, like, that's toxic. And they were like, okay, relax.
Oh, that's so great though. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's such a great thing to teach your kids, like, young. And it's so funny to me that you were, like, called, like, the carnivore, especially because of that. Yeah. But now you've, like, come full circle. That's so great.
So because even, like, because, like, not everyone that's, like, into holistic at all is, like, vegan.
Oh yeah, no.
There's people that are, like, follow the holistic lifestyle and eat, like, animal products, and that's how, like, we were. We were just very, like, my mom was always very, like, conscious about, like, where she got her animal products from and stuff.
That's great. Yeah. I feel like I talk to some people who are, like, very, like, into holistic things and all of that, but they talk about, like, like, meat, like, grounds me. I feel grounded when I eat it. Like, I just feel like that, like, going back to, like, everyone's different. Everyone's different. Yeah. Like, they should, like, eat different things. If they feel good doing that, then that's, then
no
that's
judgment their journey.
Yeah,
totally. Everybody's on their
journey for sure. Yeah. So, okay, so talk to me about Hawaii. I want to know all about it. Like, tell me everything. What program is this? I had heard of it before, but WWOOF. Yeah.
I'll tell you. So, I told you about how I discovered Plantiful Soul, or Claire, that YouTuber. I'm so into YouTube. I love YouTube.
That's awesome.
That's, like, a lot of who I am is because of that. But anyway, so I think I can't remember the other YouTuber that I watched, but they went woofing. It was Raw Alignment. Have you heard of Raw Alignment?
I don't know.
Her name's Elise.
I don't know. Yeah.
But she went to Hawaii and woofed, and I was like, whoa, that looks so cool. I want to do that. So I had always, been into, being outside and stuff. So I was like, I think this would be a good experience for me. So I specifically, because of that, worked on a farm last summer, not this past summer, but the summer before, because I was like, I want to get some experience before I go.
In the United States, though?
Yes. Yeah. Like, I worked on a farm, like, I got paid and everything.
Amazing.
Like, yeah. So
where was that?
Cochranville. It's called, why am I forgetting? North Star. Awesome. Yeah, so it's kind of near Westchester in a way.
Okay, yeah.
So I worked on that farm for a little bit and got that experience, and I was like, okay, I really enjoy doing this, like, farm work. So I was like, I definitely can handle this, like, going to a different place and doing it. So, like I said, I've been wanting to do it since high school, since I saw Elise on YouTube, like, sharing her experience. So I just signed up, and I found this farm in Maui, because I originally wanted to go to the Big Island, but with all the volcanoes and everything that was, going on, I was like, I don't know if I want to risk it. So I was like, I think Maui's, like, my next choice. So I just found the farm, reached out on there. It's super easy to use. Really, it's basically, WWOOF is like an online site, like, directory. So you get a membership to find a farm, and the farms, they get a membership to be in the directory. So you use the website to reach out to them. And then every farm's different, but most of them, it's like you work, like, 20 hours a week in exchange for a place to stay. Sometimes there's food involved too. For me, I got lucky, and I got some food too and a place to stay.
But usually you would just pay for your own food, like, if you had to. Okay.
Yeah, typically, yeah. But that was really nice because Maui's expensive.
Really?
The food's
I didn't know
expensive.
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything's really expensive there because everything's flown in,
Oh,
you know?
okay. So was the food that you were eating, were you like farming that, or was that
Well,
not the type of farming you
I
were
worked on
doing?
a succulent farm.
Okay.
So,
Funny.
yeah, so it wasn't food. So it was like the little
Okay.
tiny plants.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. But we had a little garden there for like the farmers to like use. It was just for us. So we got some food from there. There was like kale and like like all these different, veggies. It was
Right.
really
I
nice.
saw it. Oh my God, it looked incredible. The food looked so good
Yeah,
and
it was
fresh
really
and
fresh.
like, yeah.
And there was as many bananas as you could have. There was like banana trees everywhere.
How did they taste there? Were they like, because I've heard that they're not like, they don't taste like they should here in the States.
Definitely better there.
Like sweeter, do you think? Or
I think it was like maybe not sweeter, but definitely like creamier.
yeah,
A different texture. It was really.
Were
oh
you
my
able
gosh.
to make nice cream there?
So the farm that I lived on didn't have. We were pretty much like off the grid. It was a lot of like solar powered.
Yeah.
We didn't have a fridge.
Solar power though, that's really cool.
It was really cool.
But no
yeah.
fridge. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
Oh my gosh.
Was it okay though?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, well, okay. So since there was no refrigeration, it was like everyone on the like farm was pretty much vegan by default, even if you didn't choose to be vegan. Yeah, because you had to be. So, because everything we ate was like staples.
Right.
So beans, like rice, pasta, sauce, like all that stuff, which is just vegan.
Right.
Accidentally, yeah. So it worked out for me because I was like, oh, cool. I don't have to like, inconvenience anyone or, or do anything special to make food. So it was really cool. But what were we saying? Oh, yeah, I couldn't do nice cream, no freezer.
Right.
So as soon as I got back, that was the first thing I made.
I feel like you were making like a ton of amazing foods though. Like,
yeah.
So how was there like a nice kitchen and you had like you just went out and bought stuff to make?
There was like an outdoor kitchen, which was really cool. And so basically everything that we made came from the garden, or Justin, who's the farm manager, he would go to Costco because Costco is really big there because that's how
so funny
it's huge there because that's how a lot of people can afford to live there because the food's so expensive. So it's like Costco's are really like good because it's a little cheaper. Yeah. So he would go to Costco and you get a lot of things there. So we would mix between the garden and stuff from Costco, like peanut butter, like pasta, stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome. And I feel like you were able to like live pretty sustainably there. Like how did you make that work for you?
That was really cool. Yeah. Because so most of the stuff like when we went to the garden, like obviously there was no like packaging involved or anything. So the only kind of packaging was from the stuff, that we get like pasta, like the packaging from that. But it was good because everything was from Costco and in bulk, so it was like less packaging and it was a lot of like living off the land, which was really cool. And like I said, it was like solar powered, so a lot of the stuff was. So that was really cool. I'm trying to think like what else like we did there. I didn't shower as much, so that's probably like sustainable. That's probably more sustainable.
But did you bring like your bowls and stuff? And, like, your to-go
yes,
and
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I brought a book bag whenever we'd go anywhere. It was such a different lifestyle there. I didn't have my car. So if we went somewhere like and we were hitchhiking is what we did a lot of the time. I like had to make sure I had like everything in my book bag just in case, like no matter what happened. So in my book bag, wherever I would go, I would have like a glass jar just in case I got a smoothie or a drink. You never know. A bowl just in case I got a smoothie bowl, which was most of the times. I got one like every day there. And like straw, my to-go-ware, like my little fork utensils. And what else did I have in there? I think that was it. Oh, I usually would bring a stasher bag, like a reusable plastic baggie.
Right, yeah.
And with those things, I was like, anywhere I went, like I was not creating any waste.
Right, that's so great. Like, and I've actually been curious to ask because like I feel like it's so heavy, like to keep in your bag all the time.
Yeah.
Like when you go out, do you just always have it with you, like just in case you get stuff?
Well,
like in the States even too, like.
Well, yeah, in the States, since I have my car here. Usually I keep some stuff in there just in case. So then I'm not carrying it around with me. It's in my car. Yeah. But there, it wasn't that bad because the bowl that I brought around with me was a coconut bowl and that weighs like nothing. Yeah. So I didn't really find that to be an issue at all. Is like the weight of carrying things around. But here in the States, usually I have like a reusable cup like I brought here and like straw. Yeah. And I have that and I'm carrying that around because I'm usually trying to like drink as much water as possible. Right. So I always have that. And then I always have my utensils in my bag.
Okay.
Those are like the two things. And then anything else I bring is usually because I know I'm going somewhere specifically and I need to bring like a bowl because they don't have reusable bowls there. Okay. Yeah, so I'm more prepared.
Have you found it, like, when you go places and you say, like, can you put this in my reusable bowl? Like, is that ever a problem for people?
Usually not.
That's good.
It's funny. I think that, like, a lot of the times I notice that people are just like, yeah, take it. And they're, like, doing their thing. I think that sometimes people working in the food industry are really busy and they're just not even thinking. They're like, yep, yeah, I'll take that. Right. But other times, every once in a while, like, someone will kind of pause or, like, maybe give me a little bit of, like, a weird look, and I'll just kind of be like, oh, I'm trying to create, like, less waste. I don't want to, like, create any trash. Yeah. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, I understand. That's great. Yeah, that's so awesome. Rarely ever is it, like, an issue at all. Yeah. Yeah. And it's fun. I enjoy it because I love talking to people about it. So, like,
you're passionate about it, so obviously you want people to know what you're doing.
So I'm like, please say something or look at me strange so I can, like, talk to you about this. Right. But I also understand that some people are a little anxious about that. Like my friend Brie, Brie. Yeah. So she is a little more like doesn't want to, draw attention. Right. So that's how some people are. They don't want to draw attention to themselves.
That's why I was asking, because, like, for anyone listening, like, it is not that big of a deal, like,
right.
I feel like it's more in your head of like, oh, they're gonna think I'm weird for doing this, but really it's like, no, I'm trying to make a difference.
Like, I think totally. I think that once you get really passionate about it too, that's when it kind of, like, the anxiousness kind of, like, fades away because you're like, okay, like, I'm doing this because I'm really passionate about it.
Right, exactly. So how long have you been doing this whole sustainable, like, I guess, movement that you've been doing?
I would say wow, that's a really good question because I don't think I really think about this a lot. Like, when I started, like, the vegan thing, that was big. So I remember when I transitioned into that. But I can't really remember specifically when I transitioned to this, like, low waste lifestyle. I think it was about a year ago when I discovered Trash is for Tossers. Have you heard of that? No. Oh, that's really cool. You should look it up. Her name's Lauren. And she's the one who really started the whole zero waste movement. Like, I'm pretty sure she was the one who began it. And she got popular off of, like, a BuzzFeed video or one of those types of videos. It went viral, and it was, like, her basically talking about her no trash lifestyle, and everyone was like, whoa. And I think you probably heard of, like, the people that, like, will try, like, the mason jar challenge and try to do, like, a month's worth of trash in a mason jar. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Like a big mason jar or like a tiny one?
I think a tiny one.
I've never heard of that. No.
Yeah. So she was the one, I'm pretty sure, who created that. But anyway, I discovered her, and it's just like once your eyes are opened up to something, you can't unsee it.
Right.
And it's crazy. Like, I couldn't unsee it. Like, all the trash that we were producing. I was like, oh my goodness. And I, like, started evaluating my lifestyle. Right. I was like, that is crazy. So I think that was a turning point about a year ago. But then, like, since then, it's just been, like, more and more and more.
Right. Like, every day is, like, more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Because, like, for me, it's, like, I have tried so hard to be, like, more sustainable. Like, do you like, shop vegan and do you shop sustainably? Like, how does that work for you?
Yeah. So I would say that I definitely – recently I've been kind of, like, shying away from labels.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's so hard. That's why I'm asking you. Yeah. It's really hard, like, just because you have this ideal doesn't mean you're a bad person for, like, shopping a label.
Right.
Because it's so hard, like.
Yeah.
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 That's what I was asking.
Right. And, like, I don't know. It's hard because it's like I want to be so a part of a movement and I want to be really behind it. But at the same time, like, I don't want to be too defined by certain things or restricted. So I would say that I'm just trying to, like, be balanced in all aspects of my life. So when you were saying about, like, being, shopping sustainable and stuff like that, I just always do my best. So one thing is, like, really, I'm not perfect.
I know. I think that's, like, good to say. Yeah. Is, like, you're never going to be perfect and
never
like,
perfect.
The best and the most knowledgeable about one thing. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, there's always room for improvement, I think, too.
And for everyone. Yeah. So I'm not perfect, but I definitely try to stay away from fast fashion. So I'm trying to, like, just, thrift as much as possible. That's really important. And even like besides thrifting, just using what you have is important too. So doing the whole minimalism thing ties in with this too. So, like, just trying not to buy new things as much as possible, because even, we think about, food waste, that's a big thing, with the zero waste movement, but you know, anytime you buy something new, even like I'm just looking right now at like your appliances, like anytime if you wanted to buy like a new toaster or something like that, like that's going to come with waste.
Right.
So just trying to like use what I have instead of buying new things, that's like a big thing I've been like working on. I'm trying to think what else when like shopping wise. But yeah, also just, you know, supporting like eco-conscious companies and labels.
Right. And I think like small businesses too.
Yes.
And like people that.
That's so important too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that like bases our economy, like
totally.
these small businesses.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that's interesting because I don't really talk or think about that a lot. I definitely like to shop local and shop small, but like I don't think about that too much in this aspect.
Yeah. And I think just like the whole thing of like a small business too is like, you know who's making your stuff. Like it's a whole cycle of like ethical, like, you know, awareness and the movement and everything.
Totally.
But yeah, like with fast fashion, it's like one of the most wasteful industries. Like I studied that this summer and like, yeah, it's crazy how much waste there is with fashion and how there's this idea like constantly of this just fastness in our society where it's like we always want something new all the time. So I think that's great that like you're just trying obviously everywhere to like try your best because that's really all you can ask for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just trying your best. Right. Yeah. I know. I used to be so uptight about it. I feel like for a little bit there I was getting kind of weird and I found myself starting to like not like judge others, but I was starting to get a little like frustrated at other people's lifestyles that if they weren't as like sustainable. And thankfully, I got over that real quick. I mean, I just realized I was like, we're all on our own journey. And it's like, you're not. And you know what? I think my mom said something to me that really stuck. And she was like, you're only going to inspire others by just showing them how happy you are in your lifestyle.
That's so great. Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah,
it's so true. If you're doing what you're doing and you're happy about it and you're showing people in a positive way, like that's going to be how you inspire and change them, not like judging them or like calling people out.
Right. Because like I feel like people look to an example. So it's like if they see that you're this way, then like they'll be, if you're not judging them and like just being your happy self, like they'll be more likely to be like, oh, what is this girl doing? Like,
totally.
And that's almost like me, like to you, as like I reached out just to be like, I love what you're doing. Like you're being like authentic and like talking about it and starting a conversation, you know, that like needs to be more talked about because like there is only one planet, obviously. And like we have to do as much as we can to like help it and save it. You know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah, that's so great.
I think everything comes back to like balance and it's balancing like being very passionate about the lifestyle, but also realizing that you're not perfect.
Right.
You know, finding that like balance and sharing it with others, but not being too pushy, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, just being open to it. But I was wondering, like, did you study nutrition or anything in school? Like, what was your
good
major?
Question. So actually, everyone's always like a little surprised when I say this, but my major was business management.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, it goes along, like, obviously, if you want to start your own business. And,
definitely. I've always, ever since I was really young, I've always wanted to own my own business.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's
the Vata in you.
Yeah. That's Ayurveda. But yeah. So I've always wanted to own my own business. I would create them when I was younger with my mom.
No way. Like what?
So my first business was, I'm trying to remember if it was Sky Designs or Pet Pastries. Sky Designs was my fashion label. I bought t-shirts for it. And they probably weren't like sustainably sourced or anything back then. I wasn't like into that, but they were just like white t-shirts that had like a pink logo that I made. It said Sky Designs. Like I was really into it.
That's awesome. Was it just like a heat press like with an iron on or something?
Yeah,
like
something
that?
like that.
That's
yeah,
so
it was
great.
not legit. But yeah, so I always was into that, creating my own businesses. So I think with that in mind, I was like, you know what? I wasn't completely sure what I wanted to do in school. So I was like, I know that I've always wanted to own my own business, and business is so broad. You can like really apply it anywhere. I was like, I'm just going to do this. And I enjoyed it. I feel like it was all pretty much, you know, common sense, a lot of business management, you know?
Totally.
So that's what I majored in. But I just have studied a lot on my own, obviously, about like nutrition and, you know, veganism and all that, and watched a lot of documentaries. So I'm more like self-taught.
That's great.
In that aspect.
I feel like sometimes that's almost like better because then you pick like the things, and obviously they have to be like credible, but like picking the certain things that you want to learn about rather than being like honed in on this like one idea of like what like health is, or you
that's
know
a really
I mean?
good point.
So,
Yeah, that's a good point, is being like knowledgeable in all different like areas of it, you know, and seeing both sides and all that.
What documentaries have you watched that you really liked?
I really liked the first one that I watched that really like made me want to, you know, go vegan back then was Earthlings. That's a really good one. That one's more of like, that's not really health related. That one's more like I think it goes into the animal rights kind of aspect of veganism. Right. But health-wise, What the Health is really good.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Have you not watched it?
I haven't, no.
Oh my gosh,
I'm not
so
super
good.
into documentaries. Like, it depends. I have to watch it, though.
Yeah, no, I've
been meaning to.
Yeah, I went through a stage where I only wanted to watch things that were, like, teaching me something. Like, I was like, I don't want to waste my time watching, like,
that's how I am with podcasts. Like, I literally listen to so many podcasts.
And then you learn from them. Yeah. That's really cool, yeah. So, What the Health's a really good one. I'm trying to think, what was the other one? Oh, King Corn's a good one. That one goes into like corn and how it's like in everything. Have you ever heard about that? Yeah, that one's really good. And I can't think, there was another one. But if you go on if you have Netflix, everyone has Netflix. You have like access to all of these really good documentaries. And I'm pretty sure What the Health's on there. So
I'm pretty sure it's on there.
Definitely watch that. It's a good one.
I was curious about, have you ever done like a juice cleanse or anything like that? Like, I want to know like your thoughts on that, because I've heard like different things about it.
I don't know. I think like everyone just listen to your own body, and if you want to, like I think that sometimes there's a little bit of like a negativeness, is that a word, about like juice cleanses and like pushing people to like, I don't know. I think some people are like triggered by that kind of thing, you know.
So like literally just listen to your body. But for you, have you done it? Like, did you like it? If you did,
I've never done a juice cleanse. Like I said, I tried doing a raw cleanse one time, and my plan was, and this is why I say this, because I think I got kind of crazy about it, and I was like, okay, I can't do this. But I was like, I'm gonna do a raw cleanse for a day, and then I was like, and then I'm gonna do a juice cleanse for a day. Literally, the first half of the day of the raw cleanse, I was just like, I'm so hungry. Like I was like, you know what, this is too much pressure. I'm just gonna eat.
It's like that wasn't for you.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not for me, because I like to eat what I want whenever I want. And I think that if you're eating vegan and you're eating like whole foods and plant-based, like, you know, you're good to go.
Right.
But I think try a juice cleanse, see what happens, you know. I don't know. I'm sure it's really good for you, but I'm not very like knowledgeable with that too. Like I don't have a lot of like knowledge. I know there's certain things that you want to like have, like certain juices. Like I would make sure that you like research all that, you know.
Right. I was just curious of your own like experience with it. But I think I want to bring up, because I feel like it's such a misconception about being a vegan, is like where you get your protein. Because I've like talked about people with this recently, and I've like gone to talks and heard about this and like heard like it's a complete myth and like whatever, but I just wanted to hear like your take on that, and like what types of foods do you eat, because like you make these like really beautiful like meals that have like tons of things in it. Yes. So it's like you're getting all the nutrients you need. Like you obviously look like you're glowing, you're not malnourished, you know what I mean?
Thank you. So no, seriously though, so the whole protein thing, from what I have learned from my own like experience and just like researching, like I said, is that the whole protein thing's like a myth. It's like for some reason, I don't know where it got twisted, but we've been pushed as like Americans to just like more and more protein. But I think this was in What the Health. They linked that back to a lot of diseases, which is like eating too much protein. Like that's not good, especially when it's animal protein, you know, the red meat, like that's, you know, not good. So for me, I've never had an issue with it. Like I've never had any like feelings of like, oh, I don't feel like I'm getting enough protein. But it's hard because that's me and my body. But I would say like eating a lot of like chickpeas. I love chickpeas. That's a whole protein. Hemp's really good. Oh, I could go on. I love hemp.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I think hemp's just amazing. It's like a complete protein was what I was trying to say. Doing the hemp. What else do I always like? Peanut butter. Lots of peanut butter, like nuts have protein in them. But yeah, I guess it's like finding what works for you, because I know a lot of people when they, you know, are saying like, I can't go vegan because, you know, I need more like protein. There isn't like a lot of like sources that you can look at. And I think it's, you know, some people are like, oh, I don't like beans. So it's like, I can't do that.
Right, yeah,
so it's like finding what you like.
Yeah.
But there's good protein powders too. Like I love, I love vegan protein powders. I add that to everything.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
So I haven't had any issues, but like you said, it's like it's eating like lots of different things. Having variety is like really important.
Right.
So I try to like work on that.
Yeah.
You know, eating like what I want whenever I want, but making sure I'm eating like a variety of things.
Right.
So
yeah, where do you get like your inspiration for the foods that you make? Like, do you did you
yeah.
make them up, or like did you find them? Like, how does that work?
So I think that I somehow just got myself like a free education through YouTube because like
you have a YouTube, right? Like,
yeah.
You have your own blog,
I forgot. Yeah, I started making videos over the summer. But I would love to know how many hours of YouTube I've watched in my life because it's probably like a lot.
That's awesome.
Ever since high school, I would come home from school and I would sit and watch YouTube all night. And I would just like watch YouTube all the time. And I would watch, like before in high school, it was like beauty videos. I was really into beauty and fashion and all that. So, but when I transitioned to vegan, I like ever since then, I just watched so many like what I eat in a day videos, cooking videos. And I think all that knowledge just got like stored in my brain. And now everything I do is just like, I don't follow any recipes or I don't research or anything. I think it's just from watching so much.
Right.
It kind of comes out when I cook. Like I learned that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Without even
always,
realizing
like,
it.
Been a cook or at all? Because I feel like, like I know you said like you don't really measure things. You just kind of like go for it.
Yeah. So yes, I've always been into cooking. Like when I was, like I said, when I was younger and I was creating my businesses, one of the businesses I made, quote unquote business, was the Pink Flamingo Cafe. And I like loved cooking then. Like you can ask my mom, I always loved creating in the kitchen, which kind of got on her nerves because I would make a mess, but that's another topic. But yeah, so I've always loved to cook ever since I was younger. So I think that too, just from doing and experimenting so much, you just like realize like certain things work together and like measurement and stuff. So that's been like kind of like a good challenge creating these ebooks for Blissful Beings because I never measure. So it's kind of like it's like forcing me, it's putting me out of my comfort zone or whatever to like have to like write down everything. Yeah, which is good. So
yeah. So I wanted to talk about how, like, with your food, I know you've talked about like making it intentional and like pretty because when you eat it, like you're putting like all of that intention into your body. Can you talk about that really quickly?
Yeah, definitely. So, I just personally believe that, you know, when you put intention, love and intention into like what you're cooking, you are going to eat it like slower, you're going to appreciate it more. And there's like been studies done that show that when you appreciate your food more, that like you digest it better, you like absorb the nutrients better. So it's all around like such a good thing. And then also like it's a mindfulness practice when you're preparing the food because you're putting all your thought into that. And also, you know, it's just, like I said, it's like you being mindful. And then so it's funny. So people will ask me, they're like, why are you making your food so pretty? Like, why are you putting so much effort into it? And I always say it's like, then you appreciate it more. And I think that if everybody did that, that could be really healing for a lot of people.
Yeah, I've heard about that a lot.
Yeah, I really do think that. That's so funny that you bring that up because I'm working right now on a 7-day like mindful eating challenge for Blissful Beings. And so I've been working on that right now. And because I really do think that that could solve a lot of issues people have with relationships with food and just like what you're eating. You know, a lot of things can be solved through mindfulness.
I definitely agree.
And intention. So I think that that's something definitely to like focus on is just being mindful when you're eating. And
yeah, because I feel like especially like as this like fast-paced society we have, and like there's so much like, you know, processed stuff, and like we're eating so fast all the time, and like we don't really appreciate what we're eating. Like it's like, okay, we make it, okay, it's gone.
Yeah,
like we eat it.
Totally.
So yeah, I think that's really like especially the mindfulness and like all of that. Do you meditate? Like, are you into stuff like that?
Yeah, I go through phases. It's really weird.
I do too.
Yeah, you understand. I think a lot of people can relate to that because I think that a lot of people do that as well. Like I'll go through phases with meditation and yoga where I'm really into it. I think it's when I need it.
Yeah.
Like but I've never really gotten into a practice where I was doing like meditation and yoga like every single day. I just come to it kind of when I need it. But I do really like meditation. I'm a big fan of guided meditations, which Maddie created some beautiful ones for our site. So I've been using those. And and the yoga thing, I really I think everyone's different when it comes to that. But from my experience, I enjoy doing my own like movement. Whenever I go to classes, which are great, you know, but some people really like them. I like feel forced in what I'm doing. So I kind of, me personally, like I like just like flowing, like just doing movement on the mat. So whenever I need that, I'll do that.
I feel like the motto of this is just like literally listen to what you're feeling and do whatever you feel like is necessary for that day.
That everything comes back to that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, seriously, because I'm the same way. Like, say maybe I had a really long day and I'm like so cluttered in my mind and I just like need to meditate for like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, totally.
Which is very hard for me to do 20 minutes, but like just saying like some days maybe I'll do like maybe a minute of like breath work or something and just like calm down. But
which is underrated but can really make a big difference.
Right. And like I feel like it's also with yoga is I feel kind of like or I guess like I don't know, people think that you have to do like a whole entire like hour-long yoga class to like do yoga.
Yeah.
But like you really could just do like 5 minutes of like just moving your body, and that would like be so much better than doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, that's such a good point, and I do that a lot because right before bed, it's really good to like get all like the stagnant like energy. So I'll do that.
I always say that. Yeah.
Yeah, just for like a couple minutes, and that's better, like you said, than nothing. And yeah. I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember what I was gonna say.
It's okay. Think about it. We'll come back to it. But I just wanted to ask you, I'm going to ask everyone coming on here, like, do you have like a daily mantra that you use or like a positive affirmation that really speaks to you? Like, are you into anything like that?
Yeah, you know what? Oh, do I have a picture of it? No, I don't think I do. But I have this little, like, I put a picture on my Instagram a couple times actually, like on my story, but it's this little slip of paper that I typed up. And I don't remember exactly what it says, but the basis is just being like kind and true in everything that you do and speaking with like love and intention and basically just like speaking in a way where you're creating your reality, and so only saying what you want to happen is basically the basis of like what this like mantra is or like this intention or whatever you want to call it.
I'll have to find it. I'll find it and put it in the notes and like something like that.
Yeah, that's what I focus on every day. For
I think that's so powerful though. Like I've been like in the last couple of months been really into like the spiritual part of myself. Like it's something that I've kind of been like, I don't know, kind of hiding and in like fear of people being like, wait, you're into stuff like that? Because I feel like there's a lot of times like a misconception about like you were saying, being so defined by one thing. Right. I have so many aspects of myself, and like one of them is being very like spiritual and like centered. And I had been reading a lot of stuff about saying like even telling yourself something of like, oh, I don't look good today. Like you're not gonna feel good that day then. You know what I mean? Right. So just like literally speaking only positive thoughts to yourself, which like obviously is hard. Like you're gonna have bad days. That's not gonna be happening every day. But like the power of just like speaking these words, even like your thoughts in your head, like just don't even say like you know what I mean?
We're so like, powerful.
Yeah, like you will literally bring up something that like you didn't want to happen or whatever because of that.
Totally. That is all so on point. And like I feel like I can talk so confidently about that because I just like have had so many experiences in my life where I just am like, yep, this is 100% true. Like the law of attraction is real.
No, absolutely. Like just for example, like the other day I was talking with someone and I was like, oh, like I really don't want to run into this person. Like, I really hope I don't run into this person. Wow, like, I really just, like, you know, I kept saying it over and over again. I kid you not, like, 20 minutes later, I ran into that person.
No way.
When, like, what were the odds of that happening?
That is like, crazy. I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, like, just things like that. Like, that's a very basic example. But, like, also, like, manifestation, like, law of attraction, like, kind of goes hand in hand. And, like, so I kind of just want to ask you, like, to share something that like you're manifesting and just like put it out there.
Oh, I like this.
So everyone can know it. You're held accountable for it.
I like this.
I think that's really powerful. Okay. Like I did like a women's circle recently and we did this whole activity of like telling each other back and forth of like, this is what I want. And then the other person would say like, I see that for you. And you just go back and forth.
I like that.
So like you put it out there and like, you're not just holding it in and like, maybe that won't manifest as well for you if you're not talking about it.
Oh, okay. I like that. So I think like my focus right now, and I can't help it, is like my career and stuff and like work because, you know, you graduate college and you have all that pressure of like, what are you going to do? So instead of looking at it like negatively or looking at like specifics, I'm just trying to like manifest a career, I guess you could say, that I am just like so happy and passionate about where I don't feel like I'm working like a day in my life. Like I just want to be able to you know, make a living off something that I'm so like happy about.
Right, like every day.
Yeah.
Is, like, not
That's
working.
what I'm manifesting right now, I think.
Amazing.
And it's in the works. It's in the manifestation process.
Yeah, so good. You put it out there. I've actually been saying the same thing because I've just been listening to all these people being like, okay, you need to really talk about what you want and like write it down and everything.
I love that.
Yeah, and like I was reading this one book recently about how like taking what you want and putting it into like just a word or like a sentence, like really short, and then like it's very interesting.
Like
I've never heard this before, and I thought it was very interesting. It was from the book Girl Boss. Have you heard of it?
Oh my gosh, I read that a while ago, I think. Yeah.
There's a part in it where it's like you take like what you want. Like so you said you want to like work a job where you feel like you're not working a day in your life basically. So you take that and you basically shorten it like as much as possible and you take like the vowels out and stuff and then there's just like lines and you make like basically like an image, a little symbol.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and like write it on a piece of paper and just like put it in your wallet or something. So it's like a little, you know, reminder that like if you find it, it's kind of like just sitting there manifesting itself.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I had never heard that before, and so I did it. I like made one for myself recently, and it was a very similar like affirmation, I guess. Is like I really want to like work doing something that like makes me happy, but is like not harming anyone else, and like making a living doing that, but like being happy. So like kind of like the same type of thing a little bit. Yeah.
I'm also trying to manifest a vegan zero waste boyfriend. So I'll put that out there. I'm going to put that out there.
Everyone out there.
So if you're listening.
I actually kind of wanted to ask you about that. I just remembered, like, has it been hard to find like a community of people that are vegan or like friends that are vegan? Like what's like going out to eat like? Because I feel like that's a huge thing for me that was really hard when I was like a vegetarian.
Okay. I'm trying to. So now it's hard to remember when I first started if I had a difficult time. I don't think I ever really had a hard time like going out to eat or finding friends. I just know now it's so easy because number one, everyone knows that my lifestyle. So I'm not put into situations often where I feel like out of place or can't figure out like what to order or something we're out to eat. And also a lot of my friends are vegan now. Or vegetarian.
Right. Well, you kind of brought that tribe to you. Like that's the thing I feel like about being super open about what you're passionate about is like those people are going to come to you.
Yes. You attract it. You definitely do. Being open about it. Yeah, totally true. But so like my best friend Bree, like I like definitely like helped to inspire her to, you know, try vegan, which she's not very strict vegan, but she's definitely 100% vegetarian and like eats mostly vegan. Like, totally,
kind of shift,
And my other friend Erin, she's, you know, vegetarian too, which she's kind of dabbled with that in the past, but I think like definitely like I like helped her, you know, you know. I don't want to take all the credit at all, but you know,
still no, like pushing that,
So that's been really easy, you know, doing like, you know, having friends, that really helps too. And, you know, like I said, I have family that's really into it. My uncle, he was vegan for a while and he still kind of is, you know, the one that I worked for, the chiropractor. So having family that's very supportive helps, you know, and friends that are really supportive is awesome. And if, you know, if anyone's struggling with that, like they don't have family or friends that are supportive, like I would just say like, do you, you know, like just like you'll, like I said, like if you're open about it and you're positive about it, you're going to attract the right people. For sure.
Definitely true.
And experiences.
And also I feel like there's such a community of people where you can find people and just kind of get out of your comfort zone to like reach out.
Yeah, it's so big now.
And be like, let's get like food together or something. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So, it's so big now that like it's such a movement. Like you can find people. I run into people all the time that are vegan. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I don't know a lot of vegans. That's what I was asking.
Really?
But it's like I'm not a vegan.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not
like
actively looking for people.
And that kind of shows. That's like you know, you attract people that wow, that's true. That kind of like shows that is like what happened.
Like I want to be a vegan, but it's like it's hard to make that shift over. Like it needs to be like active willingness to really make that shift.
I know, and I wish I could like relate more with people because I get messages a lot about people being like, oh, I'm having a hard time like shifting over to going vegan, and like it's hard for me to relate because I've always been the type of person that just like I don't know how to explain it. Like I just like I want to do something, I just do it.
Right, like I was saying earlier, like you just jump into it. Right?
I just jump into it without thinking. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to relate, but at the same time, I can definitely understand that, like for sure. Like it's not like something that you know we were raised to be that way at all.
No,
so it's
definitely
like,
not. I feel
it's
like it
hard.
really like comes down to like if you want it badly enough, like you will make it happen. And
Yep.
like if the people around you aren't respecting your choices, like maybe those aren't the people that like you should be
Yes.
surrounding yourself
Totally.
with. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like if you want to be a vegan, if you really, or it just goes for really anything of like if this is what you really want to do, like you should be vocal about it. And
Yeah.
like the people that want the best for you will like help you get there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
so.
Yeah, it's a true
Yeah.
test then to see, you know, the people in your life, if they're really supportive of you or not, you know?
Right. And also it's always a process, whatever I'm trying to say. Like,
Process? Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
people that are messaging you, like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes, like, that's why, like, for me, it's like I don't really like to label myself anything because, like, I do really enjoy a lot of vegan food, but sometimes I'll be like, I just want, like, chicken fingers or something, you know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes for someone it's like you try your best, like maybe most of your lifestyle is vegan, but maybe not all of it is, and like it's better to do that than nothing. And then as time evolves, like maybe you will become like a full vegan.
Yes, exactly. And like I don't think that, you know, if somebody's, you know, vegan most of the time and then like every once in a while isn't, like you don't have to be hard on yourself. Like you're doing so much by like just trying those times, you know?
Like I think it's with you too, with like the sustainable aspect is like obviously there's some things that like it's almost impossible that you can't like have plastic or like single use products, like, you know,
I think going through that, like shift in that lifestyle made me able to relate more to people that like had a hard time to like shifting to full vegan, like, which I didn't have at all. So having like this experience, like trying to be zero waste as possible, really like helps me like relate to people that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That are having a hard time shifting into a lifestyle.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So a question I just remembered I had was about the sustainability aspect of like finding bulk stuff to buy. Because I know you like buy products and like bring your own stuff. Like, where do you do that? Like, how do you find somewhere that like does that? I guess that depends on where you're living, obviously.
Yeah.
But like for you, where are you going to get your products?
You'd be surprised. So I mean, like pretty much everyone has a Whole Foods. Now, granted, Whole Foods is kind of expensive, so not everybody, they call it what, whole paycheck. Like not everyone. Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Not everyone can go to Whole Foods, but I mean, they have if you have, you know, the money and you're really passionate about wanting to buy bulk, you can go to Whole Foods. Whole Foods has a great bulk selection. Yeah. Very great bulk selection.
Do you bring like mason jars with you? Like, how do you do that? Because I know you have to like write a code on it, but then you don't have like a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
So my advice, or like, going along that, I bring, to Whole Foods and to like Giant. I know, like, you know, you've had Giant, or yeah. So Giant has bulk too. So when I go to those places, I bring mesh or canvas bags, because they weigh like almost nothing, because when you're there you can't tear the scale.
Right.
You can't like pre-measure it. But when I go to my local health food store, Kimberton Whole Foods, which a lot of people have to have like a local health food store usually, and typically your local health food store has a really good bulk section. So there, I know that's usually like local health food stores, like mine in specific, definitely, like you can tear anything you bring, like you can tear the scale. So you could bring a mason jar, which is a little heavier, and they can weigh it for you, and then like tear the scale like from that, you know, weight, so then you're not obviously like including that in your weight when you're buying what you're buying. So when I'm there, I'll bring mason jars usually, and you can get like oats. The big things that you can get in bulk usually are oats, which is good because that's like a staple. Nuts, seeds, rice, quinoa, like dried fruits. There's like tons of things that you can get in bulk.
No, I've seen their section. It's incredible.
And you can make so many things from those bulk items. Like,
what about on like a side of like, you know, like maybe like laundry detergent, soap, like stuff like that? Do you get stuff in bulk like that?
So the soap, at my local health food store, they have like package-free soap, which is really cool. Or they'll have like ones that has like paper, so that's good.
Yeah.
For that's what I do. I would say also you can go to Lush. Have you heard of Lush?
Yeah.
I need to do more research about them. I know they're cruelty-free. I don't know how like sustainable they are. I think they use like pretty like clean ingredients though. But they have soap there. I just got a shampoo bar from them, which was
bar.
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
It works so well.
How does that work? You just like scrub it in your hair?
You just like get your hair wet. You take the bar, scrub it a little bit in your hair, and then it like lathers.
Gosh, that's awesome. I've never heard of that.
So it's oh my gosh, Lush has a lot of like plastic for like package free stuff.
Yeah.
So I would do for that, go to a place where you can get like a package free like shampoo bar or like soap, And then for laundry detergent, I use essential oils. So that's what I do. I do know that like at an eco store near me in Phoenixville, they have laundry detergent in bulk that you can get in like a jar. So there's a lot of places that have that.
What oils do you use?
It just depends on like what I'm feeling, but usually like a base of peppermint oil, and then I'll add like lavender or anything else.
And that doesn't like stain your clothes? That just...
Oh, no, not at all.
Really?
So where you would normally put... This is a little hack for anyone listening.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So normally where you would put in your detergent, I put in like about 20 drops of essential oil.
Oh, okay.
And then like close it and then run it. And
that's so great. I'm going to do that now.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
some people might judge. They might be like, oh, you're not getting your clothes like clean enough. But I mean, like, I don't know. I think
I've heard so many different things about this. Like that you really don't need detergent, that like water is just enough.
That's my thoughts. Yeah. But I mean, like, hey, everyone has their own.
My mom has these like magnets that she puts in the wash.
That's so cool.
And I don't even know how it works. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, like it like helps clean it and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I go to this laundromat in New York called Celsius, and they give you like a glass jar of like powder. So they're like trying to do that whole like sustainable.
That's so
it's such a nice laundromat. Like it's super modern.
Wait, yeah, because when I picture
sisters, like it's so great.
Yeah, when I picture laundromat, I don't picture like nice.
It's so nice. Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
Expensive, but it's worth it.
Worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely try using essential oils, and then all of your clothes smell like them.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
Good little hack there.
I love oils. That's so great. Do you use oils for like other things like healing and stuff, or you just like the scent?
Yeah, for peppermint oil usually like helps me when I have headaches. I diffuse them. I have trouble sleeping sometimes, and I think it's from looking at my phone.
Yeah. I know all that blue light.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I'll diffuse oils before bed, in the morning, like lemon oil wake me up. So I definitely like use them in my life a lot.
Yeah.
For healing, definitely like I said, headaches, it helps me with that, but I haven't really like dabbled too much into other.
Yeah. I've done kind of the same thing. Like diffusing has been really nice for me though. Yeah. Like putting them on my skin and stuff like that.
There's just something about them too that's so fun.
Yeah, I know. And I really like perfumes are like almost too much for me. Like they like irritate me and they're just too scented. Like
I actually am working on another thing I'm working on, a guide to essential oils. So I'm working on that right now. Actually, it's pretty much all done. I just need to like lay it out, and that'll be out in a week, I think.
So that'll be like next month's like thing.
I want to get it out by the end of this month. What's today? Oh yeah, I think I want to get it out by the end of this month. So we'll see.
Amazing. Okay, well we're manifesting it.
I'm not good with deadlines, but I'm just like I'm manifesting it. Obviously, I was late this morning.
That's okay. It's all good. So then just like one more topic that I wanted to talk about because I'm curious and I feel like a lot of people don't really know about it is like the adaptogens that you use.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's something I'm really into right now, and it's definitely very trendy.
Yeah,
like
super
Four
trendy.
Sigmatic and like all the mushroom coffees.
Oh yeah, and mushroom coffee. That's what I want to talk about.
Oh, so good. So I originally got into it. So I said that I worked with my uncle Jason at his chiropractic office. So we're such buddies. He was vegan for a little bit, and like we're really both like into the same thing, like health and wellness and like holistic living and all that stuff. So we would always share like new findings and stuff. So the one day he said something about something being adaptogenic. And I was like, what's that? Like, I was immediately like, what is that? And he's like, you haven't heard of adaptogens? And I was like, no. So I went and like, while I was at work, researched for the rest of the day. And I was so attracted to them, like drawn to them. I was like, I know that I need to try these. So basically, adaptogens are a mushroom or herb or herbal mushroom that helps your body adapt to stress. So the way it works, and I'm no expert, but this is just like from my research, and there's tons of studies too, so there's a lot of science behind it. So nowadays, we are exposed to a lot of stressors, and we have a lot of long-term stress. As compared to our ancestors, back in the day, there was short-term stress. So they were like fighting off like a wild animal. And when like you had that short-term stress of something like that, your body releases the hormones that you need for like the fight or flight response. So it's good, So stress isn't always bad, it's good because it releases those hormones and helps your body to like think faster, work faster. So the difference is today is that it's not short-term stress we're experiencing, it's a lot of long-term stress.
Right.
So work-related, like relationship-related. So our body's releasing a lot of these hormones and we're getting like out of whack. And like one thing in specific is cortisol, which, that's something that your body releases when you're stressed. And we're having, generally as a population, higher cortisol levels. And that's related to a lot of, or related, what's the word I'm looking for? It's causes a lot of like health problems. So especially with the heart, like heart attacks and heart disease, that's all comes back to the high cortisol levels usually. So adaptogens come in because they are balancing and they help balance your cortisol levels and keep them lower. So when you are taking these adaptogens like on a daily basis, you're helping your body to stay basically balanced in all aspects and not just cortisol, like it's balancing for like a lot of other, parts of your body. So I've definitely noticed by having them every day, like I like react to stress so much differently.
Really?
So differently.
That's
yeah.
so interesting.
Yeah,
like
they
how
work
so?
100%. I just feel so much more relaxed and at ease, like in general, like as a person. Because I've always been kind of a little more like high strung, but like they've definitely helped me like relax more. And like when something happens that's like kind of stressful, like I'm just like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like I react differently 100%. 100%. And they're also mood boosting too. So I definitely notice with certain ones, like reishi in particular, that one really makes me happy. Like it just really like improves my mood.
That's so cool. I didn't really know much of that, but
yeah,
like
now
I knew
you know
that
like
it just like adapted to everyone's body differently. That's like all I knew.
Yeah, it's different.
It's called adaptogen.
Yeah, yeah, it has the word.
Yeah.
Context clues, but
so is like the adaptogen you take every day is like the coffee, or you use like different ones?
It just depends. I guess I'm kind of like intuitive with it.
Right. Okay.
So it just depends on the day. I do take them every day, no matter which way. But if I know I'm gonna have coffee that day, I won't put it in my smoothie, and I'll have like my mushroom coffee, which has like lion's mane and chaga, which
are adaptogens.
Yes, which are both adaptogens. Yeah. Chaga's they're both mushrooms. Yeah. But yeah, and if I know I'm not gonna have coffee with that in it, I'll put this immunity blend that I get from this brand called Ohm, and I'll put that in my smoothie. And that has like a bunch of different things, like turkey tail. There's so many different ones. Right. You gotta research them.
So just for anyone like not knowing what it is, are they mostly like in a powder form?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, they're mostly in powder form. I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much the only way you'll find it. Because I mean, when it's in your coffee, it's like in a powdered form.
Right.
Yeah. That's the only way I've used it. Yeah. So like Sun Potion's a good brand, Ohm's a good brand, Four Sigmatic, they have the coffees, and you'll get them in a powder form. And then typically the dosage is about like a teaspoon. I'm pretty sure. Double check that, but like I usually put like a teaspoon of it like in my smoothies.
Okay. Awesome. So the Four Sigmatic, like I've heard so much about this recently. It's just in a packet and it's a powder, and then you like pour it into water or something? Like, how does that work?
They have different things. I've been trying to stay away from, they have like individual packets, but of course that's like more trash. I was gonna say. Yeah. So sometimes I'll do that, like if I'm in a pinch, like my mom gets them or I'll get one from the store or whatever. But I've been trying to do, like they have coffee grinds, that you have to, the ones that's in a packet is instant coffee.
Got it.
You just add hot water. So for somebody that's trying to incorporate them into their life and like they don't have a lot of time, like you can just do that and that's easy. And I mean, that's better. It's organic, so you're having a good impact with that. But I've been trying to do the coffee grounds more because that's less waste because you get it in a big package. But yeah, so with that, that's how that works. Yeah, you make the coffee and it has it in it already, and it's really easy.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I have one over there. I don't know what brand.
That's Sun Potion. That's what I have.
That's Sun Potion.
I have ashwagandha. Yeah, that one's great. Really good. I also have that protein powder too.
Oh, do you?
The Sun
Warrior.
Like
it? I just tried it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Yeah, I like it. I was trying this. My mom had gotten me this like really expensive like pack of things, and it's called like Organifi or something.
Yes. Oh yeah. I've heard of that. I've tried it before. I think like somebody else gave me like a packet of it to try or something.
I really liked it. Well, that one has like MCT in it.
Oh, does it?
What is it?
Sun Warrior.
Sun Warrior.
Yeah.
And the one that I had, I think it did too, but it's like really expensive. It's not like super.
Yeah.
For someone that's like kind of on a budget, it doesn't really make sense. But I really liked their product, and like they had like a turmeric tea type of thing that I had, like green powder, which like I really liked.
But, I love stuff like that. Like trying all kinds of different products.
I know.
I'm addicted.
I know. Are you into like bulletproof stuff at all, or is that like not vegan? I don't know about that.
You can do vegan like bulletproof coffee. I've tried it before. Like you just do like because you need like a fat, I guess, and then the like MCTs or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did like coconut milk and the coconut oil and then the coffee, and I really liked it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I also like when I make the mushroom coffee, I kind of do it like bulletproof style a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I add like the cashew creamer that I make, and then
oh yeah, you were just talking about that.
yeah, you saw that on my
I know
Instagram.
your nut milks.
Yeah. So, and I blend it like you do with the.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it makes it like really good and frothy.
Frothy, yeah.
I recommend
like a
that.
latte.
Like a latte, yes.
That's awesome.
So good.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's been so great. I'm so glad to get to know a little bit more about you and share your story a little more and manifest.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's all about the manifesting. Yeah, I enjoyed this so much. I love talking about it.
Get up, get down, get up, get